Hey everybody, welcome to TJ's Lego Room, and got something fun for you today. I did a sort of a vlog while I built the Bat-Mandalorian Starfighter, kind of a progress updates over time. I watched through it once real quick and realized it's a little bit boring, so we're going to do a reaction video to my own video, because I'm so original. Oh, whatever. Anyway, I'm just trying to make it a little bit more entertaining for you guys and kind of filling in the blanks that I may have missed as I went along in the process. But hopefully it works out for you guys. Hopefully you like it. So let's jump into the video, shall we? All right. Got to put the headphones on so we know what's going on. Okay, here we go. Okay, first things first, I guess. This is my notebook. This has most of my ideas for everything that I do. Anything from teaching in church to teaching my kids to story ideas to Lego designs to game designs.
Still have it.
And this is my everything notebook. And today we are going to look at a couple drawings that I have. So in here I have some random drawings of some things I'm interested in, some design ideas, and stuff like that. But the one I want to talk about here is going to be a modified Mandalorian Starfighter that's going to be the bat plane for my Star Wars Batman.
So surprising.
And so as you can see, I have some smaller sketches here. And then I have some more defined sketches. I think I'm leaning towards this one right now. That's why it's a little more detailed. Once I find a shape or an idea that I really like, I like to kind of pencil it in a little bit closer, make the lines a little bit cleaner, have it less like this and more,
like less like a scribble and more like an actual drawing.
Lined out a little bit more today, erase some of the superfluous lines and got rid of some of the scribbles around it. This scribble, however, is from my baby girl, Amelia. So I left that.
That's very important.
As you can see, I had it kind of looked like a butterfly at one point, and so I wanted to change that. I'm not thinking of making a butterfly-shaped ship, although that
I'm totally considering that. That's not a bad idea.
I'll keep that in the back of my mind.
It could be cool.
But this is what I'm going to design. So right now, I actually already have a design for...
Okay, so this is where I kind of go into a little description of the other Batmobile or the Batplane. It's kind of just covering a lot of the stuff that I already did in my video, so I'm just going to talk over it for a second while I talk about that. I actually found this drawing, and you can't see it. You can't see it, but right here is actually one of the first drawings I did of my Bat-Mandalorian Starfighter. It's just the cinder pod, but if you look next to it, I have like a Batmobile, sorry, not Batmobile, a bat symbol turned into a ship. Didn't quite work that way, but it was kind of fun. It was interesting.
One of the reasons I wanted to have a hyperdrive ring is when it docked, I wanted it to look like a bat symbol. That hasn't worked out. However, I'm leaning towards doing a bat shape with this, and I think it's going to work. I really do. I think I have some other pictures.
Simple shapes are really easy to do.
Of one of those, some bat designs.
A couple of fun little snippets in there. If you pause it, you can actually see some kind of cool concepts that are only concepts.
That's it. Okay. Well. That is day one. That is the beginning of any mock that I do. I need an idea. I need to draw it. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm about ready to start picking parts, picking a cockpit, windscreen, picking engines, and building wings and center pods. I'll probably use the Mandalorian Starfighter set instructions to at least give me a starting point on it, and then I'll tweak it however I want. The wheel. So it's kind of useful when you start from an existing set. So there you go.
That makes it a little easier.
Hopefully it turns out good. Sorry if this is a little rambling. It's the first time.
It was very rambling.
Bye. All right, guys. Day 2 of building my Batman and Star Wars.
Look at all the progress.
I'm probably gonna have to call it a night soon.
I have pieces laid out in a grid.
Okay. So this is what I'm looking at.
I was laughing.
So I
at
did
you.
find this image of a Maul's Mandalorian fighter mock on Flickr. Unfortunately, I haven't found the
Edge of
author
Bricks,
yet.
actually. Amazing. Instructions on
Try to find
Rebrickable.
that maybe for later.
Very cool.
But the one thing I did like is how he was able
they
to
will
make
be
it
on
smooth,
Rebrickable.
but still have a single plate down below. So there's a little bit of stud work on the top. I think that's probably what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for a large middle layer and then fill it in on a secondary layer just inside to give it a kind of a slope visual.
Slope visuals. Very important. In
Obviously,
Lego.
I'm not going to copy this exactly. I'm going to be designing my own. And here we have an initial layout. I'm just using some of these really large base plates. Got some options for colors and shaping of wedge plates. But as you can see, I'm going to have to do this darn 2x2 slope cut wedge plate cut corner, which is in the new style of all the the tie dagger and stuff. And unfortunately, I'm completely out
why
of
is
those
every
pieces.
design you have to use those
So
pieces
I'm gonna
now?
have to
I don't
make
know
do
what's
with
wrong with me.
the older style of stuff.
There's that
This
angle
is
exists
kind
everywhere
of
now.
what I'm going to be aiming for. Obviously, it's not perfect, and these pieces here are not going to go there. But that's kind of where I'm at today. So that's day 2. If I do any more tonight, I'll show you that too. All right. All right, everybody.
Oh, now begins the slur
I think this is
section
the third day I've
where I'm
recorded.
so exhausted.
The wings got a little.
Happens when you
Stepped
leave
on
them on the floor for 3
by
weeks.
some visitors to the
Sorry.
Lego room. But here we go. We've got our main
It was probably only
Mandalorian
3 days.
Starfighter body. I'm pretty happy so far
Why am I
with it.
critiquing myself?
I've got our rotation mechanism, which I'm using a totally new technique that I've never done before. We'll see if it actually works or not. It's a little loose, but I think that's the way it's
Spoiler
gonna
alert,
stay.
it tightens up a lot better than I thought.
I like the chains on here, so. Modified the front of it. As you can see, I've got the instructions for the Mandalorian Starfighter that Lego produced, and I've got a lot of similar things.
Mostly just the cockpit
a lot of
section.
similar build
Everything else
techniques,
is pretty
but,
much different.
I've been changing them out as needed for the different parts that I need to use myself, including the front forks. I want it to be more like a bat, and then I did add these guys in there just because they were
Just
interesting.
different placement of the engines is all. It wasn't that different.
And I guess we might get to it a little bit more tomorrow. Unfortunately, it is way too late. It's way early in the morning. It's 1 a.m. and I have work in just a few hours. So time to go to bed, and we'll catch you guys.
That's not even
next
the latest
time.
I stayed up working on this.
Kind of got quite a ways on it. So
I stayed up way
good thing.
late.
Guys, back to TJ's
Yeah,
Lego
still
room,
slurring.
and to show you a modification that I did that looks absolutely nothing different from yesterday. So this is how I'm going to get the rotating mechanism inside on that. Now it is a little bit wide, but I needed at least 2 studs across in here. Well,
Apparently, those
this
gear
is an
pieces
example
actually
here.
are slightly inset, and so you
So
can
you
get
can
the bricks
see
a little
tolerance
tighter than just a
a
one
little loose. You can see
one
I've got some wiggle there.
plate ratio.
But I think it'll be very limited. You won't. It'll have limited noticeability.
Those are real words.
You'll notice it very
I promise.
little on the completed model. So I've got a bar that goes all the way through from here, all the way to right behind the pilot. Then I have these gears here, and then these 4x4 round plates, and then I have these 1x1 studs with 1x1 bricks with studs
I
on.
can hear my
each
kids
side.
watching TV in the background.
And hopefully that holds, and it's actually a very sturdy build because it's not just the bar going through, but I'm using some of these bracket pieces. Let me just grab one real quick.
Yeah, you can totally hear my kids watching a movie in the background.
Maybe.
I have no idea what it is. At first, I thought it was the kids watching it while I'm recording this, but it's not. It's actually coming from the video.
Okay. This bracket. And on one side of it, I have a Technic plate
This is another cool part of the technique.
with some snotting bricks. And that seems to be a really good way to attach
It actually
together.
worked out extremely well.
Seems to be
I'm
working really
shocked
well.
at how efficient it was.
We're just going to keep that up. Oh, and that has been at least a couple hours of my day. So let's hope it doesn't require a third re-engineering. Mandalorian Starfighter for Batman.
Still
As you
slurring.
see, I've switched out some of the parts. Oh, man. How many of those am I going to have to replace?
Only about 5
I swear
more.
I've gone through so many of those 1x3 slopes. And I'm just going to find them everywhere and I'm done. Anyway.
I did. I found
So
everyone.
this silver stripe I really liked at
They
the
just fell on
front.
the floor.
I decided to continue it all the way back.
I do miss the stripe.
Across the
I do miss the stripe quite a bit.
rotation mechanism. That is working really well and actually ended up being incredibly tight. That's a little weird.
Yeah, that's when I
And
discovered
goes
that
all the way to the back.
studs went
there.
into the gears a little bit more.
And I got another little secret surprise. in
Secret
that
surprise for
if we
me.
Open this up. It doesn't open all the way,
It doesn't work.
which means it's not going to work. But I've got a little container
Surprise!
inside there, and it was supposed to be filled with Beskar. But now I know it doesn't actually fit. Pop it out, and we won't use it. We'll have to find a different way to put that in. Yay. But we also got the engine partially put on. I'll make it a little more sturdy now that the Beskar container won't fit. But that's going to be the nozzle on the
Yeah,
back.
that was the first version
So
of the
silver
engine.
theme continues all the way through. You see I've got a little bit of a bend to that, but I think it's because I was messing with it. So.
I never mentioned it, but I
Hopefully-
actually redid the engine on
A
that.
little more progress next time. All right, everybody. So I stayed up way too
Still
late again.
slurring.
And this is
I
kinda
think
where
this
I'm
was the
at.
3 or 4 a.m. one.
So I've got the shaping of the wing started.
That's bad, by the way.
Not sure if I love it. If I
He
don't
loves it.
love it, I don't
Trust me.
keep making it.
I say I don't love
Maybe I'll
it,
do some other
and then
drawings
I
or
just keep
something
building
like
it. Oh,
I gotta call it a night at this point.
actually, this is the part where
I
I
did
struggled
get
with
the,
that the thin section.
Beskar section.
So I tried to reverse it
put in
on the attachment from the
So
wing
this
to the
lifts
body.
up and then hinges. And then
Oh,
I've got
this hinge never actually worked.
little container of Beskar right there.
It was very delicate, and you had to push
over.
it down just right. And
Figure it's a
was a
Mandalorian
pain.
fighter. Should have some
then you
Mandalorian
couldn't-
steel, right? Maybe we can come up with the story of that this stripe down the middle is actually revealing of Beskar. on
yeah,
the,
you couldn't
actual
actually
ship.
hold it from the
Maybe
back
all
and
that
spin the wings
silver is
anymore.
Beskar. I don't know.
I had to redesign
We'll see.
it.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to TJ's Lego Room.
Well, thank you.
Oh, I
For
don't know
the
why I
8th time.
introduce every single day like that, but this is, I think, day 6, I believe. 5 or 6.
It's actually day 7.
Once again,
I
staying
counted.
up way too late, but we're just about done. I've got the shaping of the wings the way I wanted. I did have to reinforce these areas here instead of the small 2x2,
Yeah.
basically 45-degree pitch.
That was a problem.
I had to use these 2x3 curved slopes, top and bottom, because the weight of the wings was way too much, and every time I tried to spin it, it kept falling apart. But now it's actually quite sturdy, even on the what I consider to be the weak points. But it's looking pretty good. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Getting close to being done. I think I may want to add some landing gear on this thing. Just on the wings themselves, actually. Not on the main body, but just on the wings. And we'll kind of see how that works. The bat plane shape, I think, turned out really well. You got the forks of the bat head and then the wing shapes that are a little more angular than Batman, but I think are working. So, and then it does actually. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. Woohoo! It does hit my hand. There is a sweet spot on this thing to hold it so that it can spin around your hand. Most of the time when I'm playing with it, though, it's not actually spinning 360, except for very special moves.
Yeah, I still try to do just the 90-degree
I
turn.
did hit the engine when it bumped me.
Still version
But
1.0
that's
on the
alright.
engine. The
'Kay.
second version is
I
much
got
more
these
sturdy.
rear engines on here to act as a little bit of balance to level out the wings a little bit better, and also because I still wanted the wing engines on it for me. The center engine obviously is because Batman always has a center engine on the back of his vehicles.
Right. So I ended up.
And yeah,
I think I said at the beginning of this section that
pretty happy with things.
I think I was about done, and yet we were only about halfway through the video at that point. So sorry.
On the back here, I did get rid of those large slope pieces, and I got rid of this mechanism here. Now, it
Yeah,
it
the-
just pops open
Droid arms.
for that Beskar container.
Yep. That's fine.
It just pops open because the hinge mechanism was way too much. So, but now it still has the sturdiness so that you can hold it by that. And just look at that. Look how
It is
that
impressive
thing
how
fits
straight that
perfectly. I'm holding
mechanism
it by the very end, and it's got that
works.
rotation section in the middle. I think that's the engineering feat that is the number one on this thing. I know it doesn't look like much, but to be able to actually hold this and have this wing spin around with those gear pieces in the middle with the chains around them. Yeah, I don't think anybody's been able to figure this out, and I am super happy with how it turned out.
I could
I
be
mean,
wrong.
now I think about it, I'm sure somebody has, but you know what? I haven't seen it, and I invented it for myself. So
It's true. I'm proud of everything I
I've got
discover on
one
my
more
own.
spot to put some
As you should
greebling
too.
on, that are supposed to be like deflector shield projectors or something, but we'll get there next time. All right,
we do, I
it's been a
promise.
long one, but we're getting close to done. So day 5 or 6, we'll say 6.
Still day 7.
And we'll catch you next time. All right, everybody, we are back. We're just about done. I've got some landing gear on it now that holds it up off the ground.
We were playing with
Down
the
off the
ATTC.
wings,
That's
which
why
is
it
what
was
I'm
on the
looking
table.
for. But it's completely off the ground.
It is cool how wide those
And-
landing gear are.
We've got our Beskar stripe down the middle. I can't remember
Still
if
miss it.
I showed you the redone
It's still
Beskar
beautiful.
container. But we are just about there. I'm looking at adding maybe some extra cannons above here to mirror when the landing gear is folded up. It folds up pretty good. It's still a little more noticeable than I would 100% prefer, but at this point, with as thin as I'm trying to make these wings, trying to integrate the landing gear into them is becoming a lot more difficult than I thought. I actually had to cannibalize a couple other Star Wars sets to get the black pieces, but anyway, looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how things are moving along. Get a cannon on there, and a couple extra laser cannons on the wings, and I think we'll be about done.
Still not done.
All right, so back again, same day. Got some nice little cannons on the wingtips. Right there, going just forward far enough.
I do
to
like
avoid
really like the
any
design of the cannons.
blaster damage to the wing. Right along to the back. And
Kind of want
there
those
we are.
laser cannons to clear
So,
the wing.
Wahoo! I think we're done. I'll ruminate on it for a couple more weeks, make sure I'm 100%, and if I make any changes, you'll know.
Yep.
There you go.
It's a good way to do it.
Batman's Batplane in Star Wars is complete.
Yeah, you want to make sure those cannons clear the wing, otherwise you get the scoring like on the Jedi Starfighter.
It was done, from conception to final product, and I realized that I had switched the direction of the wing struts so that they actually they go from the ship and taper in towards the outside. And I had originally drawn it like this on that side. Oh,
It's way better.
and I kind of like that other side
I
better.
think.
I like how thick it is. I don't like. I've actually struggled with this thin section quite a bit visually.
I mentioned that at the beginning,
Oh,
that I
well, I was
wasn't
almost
in
done.
love with it. That was the part I wasn't in love with.
oh, I did get the cannons on there.
It's
Not
just
sure
that
if I
thin
mentioned that
part.
last time. Just got some nice little cannons.
Yeah, you did mention that. You mentioned that
Okay,
last time. Move
back
on.
at it.
Keep going.
Alrighty, so what we're doing is we're changing this into this. I think I'm
But
gonna get rid of this.
2 times ago, I was almost
little
done.
down lower fin, at least as far as the way it's designed here. I might flip it around a little bit and get it to work on this side next to the landing gear. So this is the landing gear now,
Yeah, I was able to do that.
right there.
It didn't fall apart that time. I
And
was very
then this is
happy.
the old style where it was clear out on the outside
Still
of the wing.
refining.
Although I did love the way that it looked when the landing gear was so far away from the center that it's like, how is that even holding it up? I really did like that, but I would like it a little bit more integrated. It still looks a little out of play. It's a little obvious right now, whereas on this one, it's
Kids watching TV again.
you can still see it pretty good.
Sorry.
Pretty easy. But it feels like it's a lot more streamlined, especially when you get any kind of an angle on it, it kind of disappears. So it's there when you're straight on, but then if I tilt it just a little bit, it kind of disappears, which was kind of what I was hoping for, hoping to get a little more integration. And that's what I'm doing. So maybe I'll be done with it then. Probably not. All right, guys. I wanted to show you this because this is probably the funnest thing I've done with this muck. So I've got the bottom strut.
I did this like
in
4
place.
times. It was actually
I've got the
really
wings
fun to do.
in place, resting on the landing gear, which is are now situated closer to these silver parts and not underneath these cannons. It makes a big difference on the strength, I think. Now I'm going to place the center rotating section in, which should be fun. And what I did is I did get this a little pressed together a minute ago, but holy cow, that thing is solid. It's pretty good, so I'm pretty happy
Very
with that.
proud
Even
of that.
Gave it a little
I know I've
pull
said it
apart just
1,000
to
times.
see. And
But I think it worked out really well.
if it moves at all, it's barely. I'm pretty happy with it. All right, so
Yeah, even
Here's
just
the
trying to pull it apart, it
piece de
actually
resistance.
like resists that.
I love it when
very
a plan
well.
comes together, and so just being able to sit here with this and just pop, and just like that,
It goes in so
we
smooth.
have our rotating center. And once I put the top on, it'll lock it in a little bit better, and we'll be good to go. Here we go. Oh, another thing.
This is even before
I also
the
did change out
the
a lot of
mirrored
silver.
cannons on the wings.
I noticed that the Lego pieces that I was using here, somebody said they were the Voltron metal pieces that are supposedly the Beskar. And it looks like they're powder coated or something because they're actually the silver is rubbing off of them as you touch it. And so I was actually handling a few of the pieces here and they were coming off really bad. So
Still
Yay.
miss the silver
now
stripe.
we'll just
though.
put the finishing touches on the top and we'll be done. So
Still looked
maybe
really good.
maybe we'll be done. I don't know. you can see the new
You're
design.
close. You're close,
I can
TJ.
get
You're
it
real
out of
close.
the
You'll get
shadow.
there.
You can see the new design is slopes towards the cockpit. I really like that better. Anyway, see ya. Ended up changing quite a few things. Got rid of the silver pieces over here and replaced it with a 1x4 curved slope. Just one of those U-shaped ones that goes up and down.
The light bluish
Still
gray
got
seems
our
to tie
little
in
shield
really well with
projector
it.
here.
Anyway, I
Here.
think it was a good choice.
And we still have them underneath as well. Also added a second cannon underneath to mirror the top
there we go.
on that cannon, so it's symmetrical. And then we've got our shield projector right there with those upside down curve slopes. And then the landing gear.
Yep, got them
I
both.
think we're about there. So we'll see how I feel about it in a few days. Still got a little, I think probably another week or so before the video comes out, so we'll see what happens.
All right, and that's all of it. So I think after that, the only thing that I did is on the instructions, I went through and I found a lot of changes I could make to just streamline some of the pieces. I know I moved the wing engines just like a half a plate in one direction by using some different snotting techniques. It worked out pretty good. Other than that, I'm really happy with it. We've got it right here. Again, still miss that silver stripe that went all the way down. That was really pretty. I wish I could have kept that going, but with the pieces actually rubbing off and losing their shine, losing that flat silver or metallic silver look. It was kind of frustrating that was happening. Hopefully, maybe they have some different pieces in the future that work a little bit better or hold their metallic silver look a little bit better. But in the meantime, still works. Awesome. So anyway, hope that was fun for you. I know it was a little bit longer video, but I tried to make it a little more fun by kind of doubling up on the content on it. So not only did I have the vlog going, but also a little bit of a commentary. So hopefully that was entertaining at least. And next week, we're going back to the High Republic era. So look forward for that. I'll have a teaser up on my Facebook page if anybody cares. So, and if you stuck out this long, congratulations. You're awesome. And thanks. We'll see you.